Welcome to Latin American Grid's research workshop for PIRE and other research activities of the community. Can you please tell us who you are and what your collaborators were and what's your problem that you've been working on?
Okay. I am Madam Mostafavi. My collaborator, my local advisor is Jean Ross at UNC Charlotte. My international advisor is Perfecto Herrera from Pompeu Fabra University, specifically the Music Technology Group. So the research we are doing here is music related. Our goal was to find a system or create a system that would allow a user to tag their music collection based on mood, happy, sad, what have you. And then the system would also be predicting the mood for the song. So as the user uses the program and tags their collection, the system will be working with them and they will actually be correcting the system's tags. So as they're using the system, the classifiers will actually be learning how the user tags. So the main outcome is basically the development of the software. We've got some limited distribution right now as far as people testing it for its effectiveness. Right now it's looking like it is able to learn somebody's tagging behavior. Right now it has to be limited because we're dealing with internal libraries, so we can't really widely distribute it yet.
What kind of data collection did you do, and what are some of the algorithms that you were using to try to attack the problem?
The data collection, we started with an initial set of songs with statistical music features extracted from each of them. Basically, numbers that are just describing the tone of the song, tempo, loudness, pitch, dissonance, things like that. That was provided to us from one of their PhD students who was also doing music and emotion. So this is a list of songs with their statistical features, and then each song had been annotated with an emotion tag. These are binary emotion tags for each of these training data sets. So one set would have songs that are annotated as happy or not happy, another set would have songs that are annotated as sad or not sad. So that was our initial training data set, and we used that set to train 4 support vector machine classifiers, one for each emotion. And then when the user tags the song, depending on how the user tagged it, particular SVMs would be retrained. So in a situation like what's on the poster, the system initially tagged this song as sad and peaceful. I'm sorry, not this printed weird, it's a little hard to read. So the system initially tagged the song as sad and peaceful. And then the user says, okay, well, I agree with sad and peaceful, but I want to also add angry to that set of tags. So the system records this and remembers this. So next time the song comes up, this song is listed as sad, peaceful, and angry. And when the user checked that box and submitted it, it retrained the angry classifier. It added the song to the training data set, annotated it with the emotion angry, and retrained the classifier based on that new training data set.
Great. And so tell me about how you think this will be used going forward, maybe some future work that you're trying to attack with this.
Future work, first of all, this is going to be a fairly large part of my dissertation. For future work, before this I've been trying to do work with personalization through user clusters. Interviewing users and asking them things about themselves and then asking them to annotate songs and then using that background information to develop individual classifiers for groups. Future work would be combining that with this kind of learning SVM, and so it would eventually be like you would have a user, he would be put in a cluster and then with its own classifier, and then that cluster would learn the user's tagging behavior so that it should be fairly close to how the user thinks already, but not exactly, because you can't just group people. So it'll already be pretty close, and then as the user's using it, it'll get closer and closer. So it's similar here, but it should actually be a lot quicker. So the user doesn't have to sit and go through their entire collection and tag song after song after song before the system gets how he thinks in this respect.
And tell us a little bit about your international experience.
It's a lot to tell. This was my first time out of the country. So I had never been to Barcelona. I didn't know any Spanish. So it was really incredible. When I wasn't working, I was seeing sites around the area. I took a brief detour to Amsterdam, which was just amazing how like on the same continent there's just two completely different feels to two different cities. But it was really valuable. It gave me a lot of new perspective on like my life here and the kind of everyone else's life, and like my own country in relation to kind of everyone else's country, if that makes sense. And then as far as the group, I mean, they were great to work with. Friendliest bunch of people I've met in my life. Very eager to show me like their own work and their own research. So I learned a lot about like other MIR research, which was very valuable to me.
Great. Well, great work, and we thank you for accomplishing it.